Howdy, neighbors. Welcome to Dolly Talk. How is everybody doing? I know I'm late and gay. I'm so disappointed in myself. Oh, how are you doing, Erica? And my mic is all different. I forgot I adjusted it. Hope it's okay. Hey, Scott, how are you? And Louise is here. So we have a interesting trial. A man named Craig Endreson. Him and his co-defendant, Mr. Rogers. Yes, Mr. Rogers were arrested for some drugs. And yes, I need to turn off my banner. Let's see. Okay, I'll go. I don't like being full screen. How do I get full screen? There we go. All right. Um, where was I? Yes. So, Mr. Rogers and Craig were up in Payson. That's about 2 hours north of me, a city I've gone through several times. It's very naturey, very woodsy, outdoors, and it does it's always enjoyable to go up there and read the local crime reports because you can see some interesting stuff. Uh, they kinda have a bit of a drug problem, so the police kinda really focus on that, and in this case, they set up a sting for Mr. Rogers. And unfortunately for, our boy Craig, well, he got caught up in it too. And, this sting involved a, attractive lady on Facebook who may or may not have been a Hispanic male officer. So, unfortunately, our boy did not get laid, but no, I didn't get a haircut. I need one, though. Hey, Irish, and hi, Christine. How are you? Um, I know, I just kinda slicked it back. I did find there isn't a whole lot of information on our boy Craig. I do know he is married or was married at the time with a 15-month-old newborn. Um, man, and he just wanted to get some strange, and he was going down to Payson. After the, unlawful arrest, I did find a GoFundMe or a Spot Fund Me was set up for, Craig. Hey, freaking cats. It's always something. Okay, so our boy had a sorry guys, GoFundMe set up. The Payson Police Unlawful Tactics. This was set up for Craig Ferguson, or sorry, Endreson, and it got $0 raised. That's very sad. So our boy's doing it alone. At one time, he was also representing himself, and had difficulty getting a lawyer, but he since somehow did get a lawyer who's actually quite good. So this is the handsome judge, and he kind of reminds me of Q from Star Trek. Pretty good judge. The audio I enhanced and played with, so hopefully it's a bit better. It wasn't great to begin with. And the oh, you'll see the setup.
You have to continually do that in front of the jury. So, okay, let's bring him in, Mark.
And
Oh, did you get your case lines evidence up?
I'm actually going to use the state's clips.
So we can close it.
Yes.
Okay, we can close it.
hey, Donald. And we get to see the body cams.
To your chair, go ahead and have a seat. Counsel, you may be seated as well. Thank you. I'll note the presence of our jurors. Good morning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I never want to take for granted that if I let you go for the evening, you will rejoin us, so thank you. Let me give you a little idea of where we're going today. In just a moment, the attorneys are going to give their opening statements, and then we'll jump right into evidence. As far as timing, this morning, we're going to go a little longer, probably not break till 12:15 or maybe even a few minutes after that. So there will be a break in the middle. If you have someone at home that's expecting you for lunch, you may want to let them know you will be a little late for lunch. The idea is because we can't start up till about 1:45 because of some other commitments that the attorneys or myself have. Okay, Mr. Alcorn, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge.
And are you ready for the clerk to give you control?
I am.
Madam Clerk?
Look at that.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This case is about whether Mr. Endreson, the defendant, assisted his passenger, Mr. Chris Rogers, in possessing and transporting dangerous drugs and narcotic drugs for sale. The investigation, as you'll hear it today, takes place primarily on August 29th of 2021, but it didn't start that day. Deputy Butler, who was then Officer Butler with the Tono-Apache Police Department, created a fake Facebook profile. This fake Facebook profile was the guise of a woman named Chelsea Pickford. Under the guise of Chelsea Pickford, Officer Butler communicated with individuals who are involved in drug transactions, and one of those individuals is a man named Christopher Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
You'll hear testimony. An arrangement was made for Mr. Rogers to bring drugs to the Payson area. And on August 29th, 2021, Officer Butler saw the vehicle driven by Craig, the Toyota Highlander, enter the casino parking lot, the Mazatzal Casino here in Payson, enter the casino parking lot from northbound traffic. In other words, from somewhere in the town of Payson or coming from northbound traffic, which will be an important fact for the case. Seated in the passenger seat, he recognized Christopher Rogers. And so the investigation began there. Officer Butler and Officer Flynn entered the casino parking lot, observed the vehicle, and then ultimately communicated to Mr. Rogers that Miss Pickford was walking down towards, I guess it's South Circle K, the first Circle K as you come into town off the B line. And so Mr. Rogers and Mr. Endreson get back in the Highlander. They drive towards the Circle K where the traffic stop occurs and the rest of the investigation unfolds. And what ends up happening is Mr. Endreson makes a number of statements, tells three different stories to the officers about what's happening that night. The first story is that he drove up here to Payson with Mr. Rogers in the same vehicle that he was here on business. The second story is that Mr. Rogers drove up himself from the Phoenix area and that Mr. Rogers met him in the casino parking lot. And the third story, which is actually consistent with what Officer Butler observed, is that Mr. Endreson actually drove up from the Phoenix area, met Mr. Rogers in the area of the Quality Inn in Payson, which is north of the Mazatzal Casino, and then proceeded to the casino from northbound traffic.
Thank you, Donald.
Ultimately, Officer Butler conducts a search
Very
of the
generous
vehicle.
of you. I appreciate it.
And I don't think there's any dispute about this in the case. but finds drugs inside of the vehicle. Judge, if you could. This is why I didn't want to wear it so high.
Is there a volume control on your,
It might be.
I've been told by staff there may be. If not, you may need to move it down and,
I followed your advice. I don't see a volume.
okay, maybe you can move it down. I had asked Mr. Alcorn to move the microphone closer to his, closer up, and it became much louder, so,
Go with that.
okay.
So ultimately, it's not too much better, but ultimately drugs were found inside of the vehicle. This is a couple of exhibits that you'll see. 2 large shards of methamphetamine. These were lab tested. They tested positive for methamphetamine. You'll hear from the criminalist probably today. On the left-hand side is a small baggie of round blue pills. Officer Butler is going to explain to you what these blue round pills are, why they appear that way. But ultimately, these were also lab tested. They tested positive for the presence of fentanyl. On the right-hand side are 2 baggies of a powder substance. Again, Officer Butler is going to testify as to what this is consistent with, but they were also lab tested, and they lab tested positive for fentanyl. And these drugs were found inside of this pink zipper case. There's a digital scale there on the top. It was found inside of a, when you get inside like the high, especially the older style vehicles, they have that like pocket in the back of the seat, right? The pocket that's there behind. This is on the passenger side, on Mr. Rogers' side. This pink zipper was found back there. You'll hear testimony, and you might even see body-worn camera, where Mr. Endreson says that he believes Mr. Rogers opened the back door to the vehicle on the passenger side. Briefly, he didn't see what happened and then got into the front passenger seat. This is a sunglasses case that is found inside of the front center console, approximately where Mr. Endreson was seating. Mr. Endreson was wearing glasses that day, as he is today. Mr. Rogers was not wearing glasses that day. And so this glass smoking device, Officer Butler will tell you about what that is and give you some idea about how that's used. But that's found in the center console directly next to Mr. Endreson. I think I said this before, but this case is not about whether the drugs were there, not about who possessed them, but whether or not Mr. Endreson helped Mr. Rogers commit an offense. That is ultimately what this case is going to be about. And so I ask you to listen very carefully to the testimony, because you're going to want to have in your mind, as we move forward through the evidence, did Mr. Endreson do anything? And it's going to be very important for you to answer this question. Did Mr. Endreson do anything to assist Mr. Rogers? And at the end of the case,
Thank
I
you.
will ask you to find
Take
guilty.
your money.
Thank
I
you.
won't ban you. God damn it.
Madam Clerk, can we take that? Mr. McCarty?
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I don't have any PowerPoints, but I do have some notes which I'm refer to as I speak to you. You heard from the state. There are several things that the parties do agree about in this case. So I think as this case moves through, it's not one where every single issue is in dispute. But what is in dispute is the state seeks to hold Mr. Endreson liable as an accomplice in crimes he did not commit and he had no intent to support. The defense theory in this case is not that there were no drugs or paraphernalia found in my client's car. That's not the theory at all. There were. You're going to see them. Well, you've seen pictures of what purport to be drugs. And I'm quite confident the state's going to show you more pictures, and they're going to show you pictures of the paraphernalia and walk you through it. And they're going to put a chemist up who's going to say, look, I tested this. My tests show that these are drugs. As the case proceeds, you're going to hear evidence that my client's actions were not those of a willing participant, and certainly not someone who actively participated in a crime. As the state indicated, you're going to hear from Officer Butler, who's seated with Mr. Alcorn. He's going to tell you that back in August of 2021, he was working as a tribal police officer, and in that capacity, he was working with other law enforcement agencies to gain knowledge of individuals who were believed to be engaged in illicit activities at the tribal casinos. He'll tell you that in that capacity, he came across the name of Christopher Rogers, who was believed to be one such individual. You're going to hear that Officer Butler set up what is commonly known as a phishing scam to fish Mr. Rogers into a potential drug transaction. And he did it under the name of Chelsea Pickford.
Chelsea Pigford?
Over the course of a few weeks in August of 2021, you're going to hear that he corresponded back and forth with Mr. Rogers under the name Pickford, seeking to buy some drugs, and there may have been some discussions of sex. You're going to hear that Officer Butler eventually met with.
Also, this officer on the right, he smirks and smiles throughout it. He's having the time of his life here.
You're going to hear that Officer Butler eventually met with Rogers here in Payson, just as they had planned through Facebook. You're going to hear that Officer Butler initiated a traffic stop on my client's vehicle because he had a cracked windshield. You're going to hear that during a subsequent search of that vehicle, that there were in fact drugs found in the vehicle. You're going to hear that they were found in the passenger compartment where Mr. Rogers was seated. You're going to hear that there was some paraphernalia, perhaps in the center console. You've seen pictures of some of it. In other words, the state is likely to make a really good case against Mr. Rogers if he was here. However, as you listen to the evidence, I want you to pay attention to the things not only that you hear, but the things that you don't hear. What you're not going to hear is that my client had any knowledge of this alleged drug transaction that Rogers had set up. Officer Butler never corresponded with him. In fact, he didn't even know who he was. Instead, you're going to hear that my client was with Mr. Rogers to gamble and meet up with a couple of women, one of whom was Chelsea Pickford, who in fact happened to be Officer Butler. Under the assurances from Rogers that my client we'd be getting some sex that night. You're likely to hear that my client was married.
He's going to be getting some sex tonight.
In other words, my client was here in Payson to commit adultery. Now, I'm not here to condone that, but it's not a crime.
Well, technically it still is in Arizona, sir.
You're also likely to hear that Mr. Rogers was charged with the same crimes that my client is now charged with, and that he's pled guilty. What you're not going to hear from, however, is Mr. Rogers. He's not going to show up to corroborate the state's version of the events or tell you that my client had anything to do with this transaction. Finally, you're likely to hear that my client consented to Officer Butler searching his vehicle. Sure, go ahead, search it. I want you to keep that in mind. That's a very important fact, I believe, as this case progresses. At the end of the day, we don't believe the state's going to come close to meeting his burden of showing that my client was an active participant or an accomplice in any way to Mr. Rogers' conduct. And at the end of this case, we're going to ask you to return verdicts of not guilty on each of the counts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McCarty. Mr. Alcorn, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state calls Officer Butler to the stand.
I do like how this courtroom looks like.
Deputy, if you want to make your way up, why don't you stop about right there, raise your right hand. I'll have you sworn in by the clerk.
Looks like a Best Western conference room.
Once you follow Mark over, he'll get you seated.
God, they do talk so slow here.
The deputy okay? Okay. Again, if for any reason we have televisions or things that are in your way, please let us know if you can't see things. Okay, and Deputy, can you tell us your name? We'll sort of use it as a mic check.
It's Deputy Scout Gabriel Butler.
Mr. Alcorn.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Butler,
Oh, yeah.
I want to start with a little bit of background about yourself. So, how are you? currently employed as on paper, a deputy with the Gila County Sheriff's Office, full-time dual-purpose canine handler assigned to the Southern District of Gila County, so the Globe area, Roosevelt and Globe area. Say somewhat attached to the Drug Task Force Unit 7, which is the Gila County Sheriff's Office Drug, Gang, and Violent Crimes Task Force. Did a 6-month stint, but still technically a detective. It's little convoluted. We were having staffing issues, so we were put back on patrol, but we still perform duties under the task force all the time.
So when you say on paper, the latter part is kind of what you're talking about.
Right.
Is you're sort of transitioning in a way.
Correct.
Okay. Now, on August 29th of 2021, well, actually, how long have you been with the Gila County Sheriff's Office?
Been with them since April 24th of 2023.
Okay, and prior to that, where did you work?
I apologize, 2024. I worked for the Tonopatchy Police Department in Payson,
For approximately how long?
5 years.
Okay, and Tonopatchy Police Department, was that your first agency?
It was.
So prior to that, you took post and stuff like that?
Correct.
All right, we'll get into that in a second. To give you some idea, what I want to do is I kind of want to go through the big picture of this investigation. I kind of want to go over the sort of overarching details. And then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about your training and experience. We'll talk about Mr. Rogers and we'll kind of go through step by step, okay?
Okay.
So can you give us an idea of the events that led up to your investigation on August 29th of 2021?
I can. I had created a fictitious Facebook account that we would refer to it as a decoy account under the guise of a female who we had a made up name of Chelsea Pickford. Random Facebook profile pictures of the same girl that I located on a random girl from another state who I knew would have no ties to Arizona, where I wasn't going to run into anybody actually knowing this person. Created the department issued Facebook under the department's permission where they.
Wait, so you just searched the internet for some hot chick that was in a different state and then used her pics and sent her nudes? Wow. So you just spent the day just searching online for some girl, trying to find some pictures to use? That's what our tax dollars are going for. Okay.
Had access, full login control, admin over the account, so they were aware of what I was doing. There was no rogue law enforcement happening. Everything was made very aware to the department, and it was approved to use as long as I kept them in the loop about what I was doing.
So if I may, and I didn't really necessarily give you this instruction. Every once in a while, I gotta ask you a question because this is a kind of a question answer format. So what did you do with this Facebook profile?
I utilized it to create a nexus of social media persons to basically try to intercept narcotics being trafficked within the state of Arizona, also going into other states.
Is that Facebook profile still active?
It is.
Are you currently are you currently using it?
I do not use it any longer.
So what's the status of this profile at this point?
She still gets friend requests constantly from mainly males. I don't check in with it often. There's a lot of evidentiary messages that are in that account that I don't need to have anymore because I work for a new agency.
It's still getting friend requests and messages. I did try searching for it and could not find it, which is a shame. I really wanted to see what she looked like. Yeah.
But it had to be retained for evidentiary reasons. I can't delete anything there.
Okay. So we can't talk about anything that Mr. Rogers said because you're not him and he has to testify to anything he said. But can you tell us sort of kind of the broad details of your interactions with Mr. Rogers, how you developed this relationship?
So prior to my employment with the Tonopatchy Police Department, I was assigned as a tribal gaming inspector for the Yavapai Gaming Commission in Prescott, which encompasses Yavapai Casino and Bucky's Casino, the larger one up on the hill. If you go down, I think it's 69 or 89, I can't remember now. And while I was there, part of my duties were to report drug involvement with people that were coming into the casino because of the Arizona Gaming Compact. Those were things that had to be reported to the Arizona Department of Gaming as an incident report. And when you start to develop a rapport and a relationship with people that patronize your casino, people will tell you everything in the world. I had a lot of people point out Mr. Rogers as a drug dealer to me in Prescott. Could never catch him myself. Obviously, we were somewhat uniformed. We had to wear a badge around our neck. We were not undercovers. And our priority employment there was for the purposes of the slot machines. For the most part, was checking what they call the belly doors, basically money coming in and out of those machines.
Okay, so you knew about Mr. Rogers. You wanted to set up him, but you weren't undercover. You just set up a fake Facebook profile of a hot girl and then told him you'd have sex with him and get her drugs. So he would get her drugs. I like under the letter of the law, he's probably or Mr. Rogers is guilty, but it's just so freaking shady. But this is the other guy in the car right now that's on trial.
Machines, watching that money go back into the bank. That was our primary function. All of the other extracurricular activities we did were proactive work that we chose to do. I don't like drugs. I didn't like drugs then. I saw what it did to people.
Drugs
So
are
I made it
bad,
a point to keep
okay?
tabs on people. And Christopher Rogers was a very common name that came up. So retaining that information, going to Tano Apache, we had made this fake account. And then in my mind, it would be an easy target to try to get information from. And that's how that started.
Gotcha. And so you communicated with Mr. Rogers,
I did.
and that communication was about drugs.
Yes.
And you solicited, we're going to talk about this in a little while, but you solicited a quantity of drugs from Mr. Rogers.
I did.
And this interaction, it took place over a period of months.
Yes.
Okay. And ultimately, there was an agreement for Mr. Rogers to travel to Payson and bring drugs to Payson.
Yes.
Okay. And so that kind of leads us to the events of August 29th.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened that day? How did this start that particular day?
Mr. Rogers, if I could I go back a little in time?
Yes,
To preface
absolutely.
The story. So Mr. Rogers and I communicated. My initial question to him was just, "Do you have?" ? That's all that was said. Terminology like that's very common with drug users that don't want to admit to any type of illicit substance use over say a social media platform, messages, text messages. So "Do you have?" is very common. So I was able to ask him that question, at which time he said,
Objection.
Hearsay.
Sustained.
Again, we can't really talk about anything that Mr.
Objection.
Rogers said. And so, which is kind of why I sort of jumped to August 29th. But ultimately, you had conversations with Mr. Rogers about the transfer of drugs or the
Yes.
sale of drugs, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so on August 29th, what happened leading up to the traffic stop? Like, how did we get there?
Mr. Rogers informed me.
Objection.
Objection. Hearsay.
Okay. Sustained. And
This guy's quick on his objections. Seriously,
I'm going to
Kate?
direct you, please do not tell us what Mr. Rogers said unless there is a prior rule of the court.
I will do my best.
Thank you. Mr. Alcorn, why don't you ask the,
I'll ask a slightly different question. Was there arrangement on August 29th of 2021 for Mr. Rogers to provide drugs to Ms. Pickford?
There was.
Okay. And you, as Ms. Pickford, provided Mr. Rogers some directions on where he could find you.
Yes.
And so after providing those directions, what were you doing?
Wow.
I was sitting in the parking lot with Officer Flynn in our marked patrol vehicles.
And you were waiting for Mr. Rogers?
I was.
Okay. And so let's start there. What happened?
I observed the gold Toyota Highlander turn, so southbound traffic.
I don't know, Maddie. So here, I'll share the link. So we got Pix Chells. She's got a lot of friends. She's got some kind of chemical thing as her banner. Just a born and raised Arizona girl living the dream. She's a stalker at Walmart Supercenter. Oh, she studied at Scottsdale Community College. Went to Apache Junction High School. Lives in Payson, Arizona, and she's from Apache Junction. She's single. September 19th, 2021. So that's when this investigation was. So it's been dormant since then. Wow. Like, there's barely any activity on here. That's funny. Wow. Thank you. No, that's probably her, Kay. Well, they had to keep it up for evidentiary reasons. So I think he said that's why he kept it up. But you'd think by now they'd have taken it down. Where the hell am I?
Number one lane, turn lane that goes on to be I-101 turning into the Tonopatchy Reservation. I observed that vehicle enter the Tonopatchy Reservation, where I observed the bald-headed white male, who I knew to be Christopher Rogers, as the passenger of the vehicle, unknown driver at the time to me. The vehicle.
Can I pause you for just a second?
Yes.
Is it southbound traffic or northbound?
It was southbound.
Okay, and so they were coming. I apologize. I think I misstated this potentially in my opening. They were coming in. The vehicle was traveling in from the town of Payson.
Correct.
Not from the Beeline Highway.
Correct.
Okay, please continue. What happened next?
The vehicle parked in the south parking lot of the Matazal Casino. Both subjects exited the vehicle and entered the casino per my direction through Facebook Messenger that I was in the bar with another female friend drinking. The subjects got into the building, at which time I contacted casino security and asked for them to be ID checked, as Mr. Rogers was the target of my investigation. At that point, security was able to conduct some type of, we called it a banned persons check at that point, to see if somebody has voluntarily banned themselves from the casino. They're allowed to check people for any reason or no reason at all, mainly for age reasons. They confirmed that the person's first name was Chris. They did not remember the last name. It was safe for me to assume it was Christopher Rogers based on the observations I had made outside, as well as the ID check. At that point, I told Mr. Rogers that I was no longer in the casino because I was scared of the reservation cops being there, and that I was now walking to Circle K South, which is...
Go ahead. Finish your sentence, but I'd like to stop you there.
It just said I went to Circle K. It's 1009 South Beeline Highway.
Prior to changing the directions on Mr. Rogers, did you observe the defendant's vehicle?
I did.
Okay. And can you walk me through that?
I can. Officer Flynn and I exited our vehicles to go and look with flashlights through windshields, through side windows, to see if there was any plain view paraphernalia that would give us probable cause to detain or arrest. We didn't observe anything, but I did observe the front windshield being cracked.
Okay. And was it like a little bit or a lot? Or
It was a large crack.
okay. And so you told Mr. Rogers that now you were down at the Circle K. And so what happened next?
At that point, both subjects left the casino in the vehicle, turning into northbound traffic, back into the town of Payson.
Okay. And were you watching?
I was.
And so what did you do?
I got back into my patrol vehicle, followed them into the town of Payson, and activated my overhead emergency lights behind the vehicle, conducting a traffic stop at Circle K South.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened next?
At that point, I approached the passenger window.
The cop testifying right now set up the profile and posed as the girl. So he was catfished.
Now could get a positive ID on Mr. Rogers, as I knew what he looked like. He was now clean shaven. I think generically he had a goatee for the most part. This time he was clean shaven with a bald head. At that point, I met Mr. Endreson as the driver, informed him I was going to be giving him a written courtesy warning for the violation of the windshield, and asked him to step out of the vehicle to be issued that written warning back at my patrol vehicle.
At this point, you were conducting the traffic stop as if it were any other traffic stop.
Correct.
And so at this point, did either Mr. Rogers or Mr. Endreson that you were aware, well, strike that question. What happened next?
At that point, Mr. Endreson complied with my request to exit the vehicle to be issued that courtesy warning at my vehicle.
Okay. And then what?
He was walked back to my passenger window, where I contemporaneously had a roadside conversation with him while I conducted that written enforcement action for that Title 28 violation.
What, if anything, did you observe about Mr. Endreson's behavior?
I noticed very erratic shaking, vigorous hand shaking. I think I probably referred to it in my report. When I say vigorous, I don't know if this can be caught, but shaking hands, something that doesn't normally occur with the general motoring public. These are things that I look for. Constant rocking back and forth in his own space, not moving his feet, but just constantly rocking back and forth. Things that I would describe as self-comfort to make somebody feel better during a time of extreme stress. Wouldn't say he was stuttering, but he was speaking very quickly. And the main thing that I noticed through my training, my experience, was first impression management. If you want to talk about the training, where that came from.
We can kind of go back over that.
I'm just going to ask the court to instruct the witness not to ask the lawyer questions, but let the lawyer ask the witness questions.
Deputy, if you could please just answer Mr. Elkhorn's questions now, Mr. McCarty's questions as he takes over.
We can go back over, I think you called it first impression management in a bit, but did you have any other observations about Mr. Endreson? at that point?
That I can recall without looking at the
Okay.
report.
So what happened next?
I conducted my written enforcement action through physiological responses to verbal stimulus, which were questions that I was asking about where they were coming from, where they were going, who they were with, what vehicles they had. I noticed multiple factors of what I believe to be involvement in criminal activity. I don't recall exactly what happened after the written warning was issued.
So at this point, you said you were having a conversation with Mr. Endreson.
That was.
And what did he tell you about his travel plans at this point?
He had told me that he had picked up Mr. Rogers at the casino.
At this point, or
Yes, if I
Okay.
remember correctly.
so after the written warning, I think you said you don't recall what happened next. Did you go talk to Mr. Rogers?
I did not talk to Mr. Rogers until the end.
At some point during this investigation, because Officer Flynn was sort of helping you with this,
Yeah.
right? And so he was also on scene.
Yes,
And so Mr. Flynn Officer Flynn was kind of handling Mr. Rogers, sort of speaking to him at the same time.
yes.
Okay. And so, based on everything that you were seeing and everything that you knew up to that point, what did you decide to do?
I made the decision in my mind that both parties were possibly involved in criminal activity, and I was going to tell them they were not free to leave if consent to search the vehicle was refused.
Okay. And so, did you have a discussion with Mr. Endreson, kind of about what was going on that night?
I did.
Okay. And so, what did he tell you?
He told me that he didn't know about the Facebook conversations that had occurred between Mr. Rogers and I.
And that's true, right?
It is.
Because let's kind of talk about this now. You never communicated with Mr. Endreson prior to the traffic stop.
I did not.
You never sent him any Facebook message, anything.
I did not.
Okay. So, let's talk about this conversation. What did Mr. Endreson have to say about what was happening that night at this point?
He stated that he was coming to Payson for work, and the only thing that he was capable of was possibly cheating on his wife.
So he told you that he knew that there were girls.
Correct.
Mr. Endreson, he knew that there were girls, and he was coming up there to visit them, and that was what Mr. Rogers wanted to do.
Yes.
Did this behavior that you noticed, did this continue throughout your throughout your interaction with Mr. Endreson?
It did.
Okay. And so, let's talk about consent to search the vehicle. Do you recall what Mr. Endreson had said about the vehicle?
He said the vehicle belonged to a friend at first.
Okay. So, so let's talk about consent to search the vehicle. How did that go?
Consent was initially refused,
Okay.
at which time we asked for a certified narcotic detection canine to respond. So Officer Anderson with Payson Police Department. He responded with Canine Loki, who was, I believe, recently certified. He conducted a free air sniff of the vehicle, then informed me that there was no positive alert, but that there was interest in areas of the vehicle. So at that point, probable cause did not exist for me to search it. And then we went back and asked for consent again. I think he actually voluntarily gave that consent to me, said there's nothing in there, go ahead and search it. And we conducted that search.
Okay. And what did you find?
In the center console, I located a black sunglass case that contained a green glass bulb style pipe that contained a white crystalline residue, or there was also a small shard of white crystalline substance within that case, which I believe to be methamphetamine based on my training and my experience. In the back passenger side seat pocket, I located the pink neoprene zipper pouch where I located white powder substance, I believe to be fentanyl powder, as well as blue M30 pills. A digital scale.
So what happened next?
At that point, both subjects were detained, at least at minimum placed in handcuffs, informed that they were now under arrest.
At that point, it's fair to say you had a lot of like administrative work to do, right?
Yes.
For example, at that point, you needed to tow the vehicle.
Yes.
And so you called for a tow, you filled out the paperwork.
Yes.
Okay. At some point, I'm going to ask this question, and again, I don't want you to refer to things that other people said, especially if you didn't hear them. But at some point, Mr. Endreson was moved. Well, he was placed in your vehicle initially.
I believe he was placed in Officer Flint's vehicle.
Okay. And so at some point, while Mr. Endreson was in Officer Flynn's vehicle, Officer Flynn and Mr. Endreson left the traffic stop for what purpose?
To go locate a second vehicle that was reported to have been there.
And again, without reference to sort of what anyone else said, why was that?
Based on information from Facebook Messenger conversation.
Did Mr. Endreson volunteer that he had picked Mr. Rogers up from the Quality Inn in Payson?
Not to me.
And so Officer Flynn drove with Mr. Endreson around that area,
Correct.
and they looked for the vehicle.
They did.
What was Mr. Rogers driving?
It was reported to be a gold BMW for certain. I don't remember the color off the top of my head.
And so the search was for a BMW in that area of Payson.
Correct.
Was that ever found?
It was not.
While this was going on, well, actually, throughout the traffic stop, did Mr. Endreson have his cell phone with him?
He did.
Okay. And in fact, multiple times he was showing officers things off of his cell phone.
The entire contact.
Okay. And it was like pictures and messages and calls about the stuff that he was saying.
Correct.
Okay. Now, did Mr. Endreson have his cell phone while he was with Officer Flynn?
He did.
Okay. And ultimately, when Officer Flynn took Mr. Endreson to the jail, what happened with that phone? Or I'm sorry, let me ask a more specific question. Was that phone turned over to Officer Flynn?
It was eventually.
Okay. And you package and process all the evidence in this case, right?
Yes.
And so that was sort of the last thing that happens in the investigation?
That was on scene. That was prior to evidence processing. That was,
Well,
yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is sort of when everything is all said and done, the very last thing you do is kind of go through and process the evidence, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so with respect to the items found in the car, what did you do with them?
I believe we conducted a field test. I don't recall if we did one or not for certain.
Okay. Well, again, like just I guess what I'm asking is walk me through the process. You've done a traffic stop. You've found some evidence. What do you do with it?
Bring it back to the Tonopatchy Police Department. There's a back room there that is specifically for evidence processing. We take photographs and we place them into Ziploc plastic bags with a department report number, a badge number, and an item number. Those then get sealed depending on what the property is with tape, just to make it safer for us because of the fentanyl concerns. Then goes into a paper envelope and it gets taped on all edges and signed, and documented, and gets reported in our evidence module within one of our computer systems.
Okay. And did you do that in this case?
I did.
And so part of that process is packaging any kind of like cellular devices that are seized. Is that right?
Correct.
And did you do that in this case?
We did.
So when you processed the evidence, what did you observe about Mr. Endreson's phone at that time?
That the phone had been placed in a factory restore mode,
In other words, that the cell phone had been erased.
quote unquote wiped.
Okay. What kind of cell phone was it?
It's an iPhone.
Okay. At that point, did that end your involvement in the investigation?
It did.
Okay. So I want to go back now, and I want to talk about some like very specific points, and I want to hone in on a lot of details. So tell us about like your training and experience as a law enforcement officer. I kind of want to get into it in depth here. So what kind of trainings have you been to in the last like 6 years?
And start with the academy. I graduated from the Northern Arizona Regional Training Academy in Prescott in December of 2019. At that point, had been sent to multiple trainings through the Arizona high intensity drug trafficking area trainings. They're free generally to law enforcement. It's a big entity within Phoenix that puts on 4 to 8 hour classes for law enforcement, most of them being drug related. Drug interdiction, highway interdiction is one, Snapchat investigations and social media investigations. Commercial vehicle inspections that lead to drug arrests,
You had to take a class to learn how to
courtroom
catfish.
testimony. I attended the ACEIT, it's Advanced Criminal Enforcement and Interdiction Training out of Springerville, Arizona, where we went through another interdiction course there, which is where we learned about managing first impressions. That's a big acronym, MFI, that they use in their course. I attended the Arizona Narcotic Officer Association trainings that are also free for that 2 or 3 day conference. 4-hour blocks of learning that occur. You can bounce around from whatever class you want to go to. A lot of prosecutors go to this as well. While I was there in 2021, I was awarded the Patrol Officer of the Year award, which was given to officers that were not assigned to a dedicated task force or a detective specialty. It was simply for patrol officers that made proactive drug arrests on their own without being assigned to a specialty or a canine position. Since then, undercover officer rescue training through the DEA, surveillance tactics, primary response team tactics for Arizona's gang unit, Get 'em. That's all I have at this point now.
Now, when you were with Tonopatchy Police Department, what was your primary assignment? Like, what were you supposed to do?
basic patrol of the reservation.
Gotcha. And so that included like calls for service?
Yes,
Did that include security at Mazat's Hall Casino?
they did.
Okay. Were there a lot of calls for service on the Tono Apache reservation?
There was not.
Was there actually much to do involving your basic patrol duties with Tono Apache?
There was not.
Okay. And so as a result, what did you do?
Learned to become a traffic cop first. I got very obsessed with Title 28 and writing tickets because I thought it was the cool thing to do. I thought that's what law enforcement should be doing. And about 6 months into that, I found my first pound of methamphetamine. I believe it was January or February of 2020. And that obsession created a problem. And I got into interdiction work and canine shortly after.
So
Gotcha. And so as long as you were performing your basic functions, your department was fine with the proactive work that you were doing.
Yes.
And so as a result, is it safe to say you began to sit out on the highway and do quote unquote interdiction work?
Yes.
What does that word mean? What is interdiction?
Interdiction is the proactive, I'd say, stopping of contraband moving within your state or to other states through county lines, state lines.
Okay. And so this is all this like training that you received that you were talking about.
Yes.
Okay. And so at these trainings, they talk about what do they talk about?
Say MFI, that acronym is a big one, taught at a very well-known interdiction course, Managing First Impressions. And it's described as somebody trying to portray a sense of innocence when you're speaking to them. When you know that you're intentionally adding stress to a situation, people will try to manage your impression of them the first time they have an opportunity to do so, mainly on traffic stops.
Let's talk about this because I think this is helpful. At the academy, you received training in DUI investigations.
We did.
Fair to say DUI investigations are scientifically very well studied?
Yes.
Okay. And part of that training is recognizing the behaviors that an impaired person exhibits.
Yes.
Okay. And that includes stuff that their motor vehicle does?
Actually, leading. I'll overrule the objection.
Does that include the kinds of things that their motor vehicle does?
Yes.
Does that also include the kinds of things that the person does?
Yes.
And the kinds of things that you're taught about potentially impaired people, could normal everyday people have those behaviors?
They could.
Okay. And are you taught that it's sort of a totality of the circumstance?
Yes.
And you're taught this style of investigation, or are you taught this style of investigation of sort of building up this list of behaviors that you're seeing,
Yes.
which ultimately leads you to a chemical test?
Yes.
Okay. And that's a test of the person's blood,
Yes.
blood, breath, or urine to find out whether they have alcohol or another substance. Correct?
Yes.
So would you say that interdiction work is similar?
It is.
Okay. You're taught that there's behaviors that people that are transporting drugs or other things exhibit.
Yes.
Are they normal everyday behaviors?
They are not.
Okay. Could they have innocent explanations?
They could.
For you, it's a matter of creating this list.
Correct.
And the list culminates ultimately in your mind, some kind of search.
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, Judge. Can you walk us through sort of like, let's start with car behaviors. What kind of car behaviors might you observe? Or how do you decide to stop a vehicle?
So I decide people's physical reactions to me being intentionally placed in a marked patrol vehicle at a small agency. We didn't have any unmarked cars. I actually requested that I not be placed in an unmarked vehicle ever. I wanted my car to be very blatantly obvious to the public that, one, I was a police officer, and two, that I had a dog, mainly and obviously with the canine portion of my career. I wanted the most obnoxious markings you could put on the vehicle, reflective, bright blue, especially our Tono Apache turquoise. I wanted
So
it
he drove his
everywhere. I wanted
wife's
it to be very
Avon
obvious
car.
what I was doing. I did not hide from anybody. I was not Florida Highway Patrol that would back into a bush and hide. I would sit right up against the shoulder or the fog line in my marked car, perpendicular to the highway, so everybody and their sister could see what I was doing. And at that point, I would observe people's reactions to a uniformed police presence.
Okay. And so these interdiction stops that you do, how do they typically start?
Typically start with a civil traffic violation of any sort, which leads to a traffic stop where I would approach the passenger window every time and inform that driver they were going to be issued a written courtesy warning.
Okay. So you don't write tickets?
I don't.
I think you testified you used to, but at this point you don't.
I used to.
Okay. Is there a reason why you don't write tickets?
There is.
What's that? What is that reason?
I don't believe rapport is built on financially disturbing somebody's peace at home. That's
I don't like
how I've
going to
always
court
felt.
and
That's why I got out
testify
of
all
the
the
habit of
time.
doing it as often as I did.
Is there an effect? I don't want to use the word effect. Is there an effect? 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 Why might you tell the occupants of a vehicle that you're just writing them a warning?
Because I believe that people that believe they are going to be issued a citation that costs money, a level of nervousness is going to remain the entire time. Warnings are although it is on paper and people for some reason still believe they're being issued a citation, I will inform a driver multiple times, 3 to 5 times, that they are still just being issued a written warning. Depending on the violations, obviously when they're criminal, my hands get tied, but majority of my violations are warning acceptable. So I'll issue that notification to them. You are only being issued a warning, and that will happen multiple times throughout the stop, just to make sure that they know you are not being given a ticket. There is no court date. There is no fine associated with your violation. I'm just giving you a warning.
In your training and experience with the normal motoring public, does that reduce the level of nervousness that people exhibit?
Yes, and the majority of the time, stress at that point is gone if they're not involved in anything further.
Because when you pull people over, I mean, you're an officer and people get nervous and stressed out, right?
Yes,
And so is that another reason why you write warnings?
it is.
Okay. And when you tell people that you're going to give them a warning and their behavior does not de-escalate, does that factor into your mind at all?
It does raise concern.
Why?
At that point, I want to know what reason do you have to maintain that level of nervousness? And it needs to be, to me, I'd say exaggerated nervousness. I don't like using the word nervousness. I try to actually describe what that word means to me with physiological responses to verbal questioning and stress that I'm inducing with the questions I ask. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? As long as it's being done contemporaneously during that written enforcement action.
Okay. So you've mentioned it a couple of times. Let's talk about this managing first impressions thing. Like what kind of behaviors are you trained to look for?
To look for?
Yes.
People trying to divert my attention to other things, their children. I have a lot of people tell me about their children, or I was just going right here. That's another big one that I've seen. Or I was just going down the street. When I ask them, where are you headed to? Well, I'm just going right here. Well, that's a non-answer to a very direct question. They're refusing to tell me where they're going. I think the kids' funerals, things of that nature are brought up pretty often. It's usually somebody has died. That happens very often. I'm very okay with asking the question of, oh, how did they die? What did they die of? What cancer do they have? Most people have pretty intimate knowledge of family members. When they know what cancer is, they'll know every type of medication that people are taking, when they died, exactly what hospital, what room number. When people can't give me that intimate detail, it raises my concern that they may be involved in criminal activity.
And so broadly, would you say that they give you information that you didn't solicit?
Yes.
Okay. And so it's sort of stuff unrelated to what you're asking?
Yes.
Or unrelated to what's happening in that moment?
Correct.
Okay. Is there anything else about any other behaviors about like managing first impression?
Yeah, I would say talking to me about my law enforcement service. Most people that we pull over don't necessarily like us immediately because they're upset that they got pulled over. So people thanking me for my service when they've just had a traffic stop conducted on their vehicle is generally not something I get from most people. Most people are pretty aggravated with you for even pulling them over, or they will argue the violation to the death. When people thank me for my service or tell me how much they like law enforcement, those are things that, although not illegal in and of itself, it is a factor that I would put into my list of bullet points as things that I would maybe believe somebody's possibly involved in something criminal.
Now, you mentioned physiological responses. Like, let's talk about those. In your training and experience, what are you looking for there?
We're looking for the 9 quadrants of micro expressions.
Whoa, okay. Are you like an expert in this? Or?
I'm not an expert.
Okay, what is that?
We have had training in micro expressions. Most of the interdiction training, there's a face of contempt that is brought up quite a bit. That's a pursed lip, one to one side or the other. It's a feeling.
Yeah, I have a feeling this cop gets that look a lot. And he also got it before he was a cop, and he especially got it a lot in high school.
I'd say unnerved concern, something people can't generally help but do. These are physiological things their bodies are not capable of stopping because of stress. That's where you see people fall apart roadside. Looking around, looking at the vehicle a lot, gripping because I'm bringing these people back to my patrol vehicle, I can see everything their hands are doing for the most part. I'll even tell them if it's cold outside, hey, I have the heater on, you can put your hands up here. And now I'm looking very intently on what their hands are doing as far as my windowsill there. I want to see if they're gripping it. I have had people leave nail marks in my door because they, for some reason, feel safe grabbing onto my car that hard. I've had people physically start to back away from their car while I've been talking to them at that window. You see excessive carotid artery pulsation is a really big one that we see present with almost every smuggler I've ever dealt with. It's not generally something a body cam can pick up, but it is something that I see. It does get referenced in reports when I'm able to claim that it's very obvious to see it has been caught on camera before. It's just not very common.
Okay, so this guy's staring at people's throats trying to see if their carotid artery is pulsing. All right, so he's a freaking vampire too. That's nice.
Nail biting, asking to smoke is another one. People smoke in social environments, but they also smoke when they're stressed. I always wonder if people why they want cigarettes when they've been told they're just getting a warning 6 times, why they want that so badly.
Probably because you're
those are probably
talking
the
to them
biggest
for
I'd say.
2 hours.
Well, obviously smoking is an addiction.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, I don't even smoke, and I want a cigarette after this direct examination. Good Lord.
let's talk about your canine training. On August 29th of 2021, were you a canine handler?
I was not.
Did you have canine training at that point?
I did not.
Subsequently, you have.
I did.
Can you tell us about that? What does that look like?
Yes, approximately 3 months after this incident, I was given my first police canine at Tono Apache named Yuri. Yuri and I certified. I don't think I did certify with Yuri. Was not certified. I apologize. I was certified. After that, I got my second canine, Loki. It was an intimate, sad story about my first dog. I don't know if you want to go into it or not. I ended up killing my first canine. I was hospitalized by my first dog multiple times. My dog used to bite me
Question,
constantly.
Judge, I'm going to object to the whole line of questioning. What relevance does it have?
Sustained.
So he put his dog down because it kept biting him. I don't think that was a training issue with the dog, sir.
Sustained as to the, on the first dog. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That's sustained.
Sorry. Okay. And so, how many dogs have you had?
I'm on my 4th dog now.
Okay.
4?
And what does the certification process look like?
Objection, relevance.
Counsel, can you approach?
Your Honor, this guy's a douchebag.
Open for the, I'm going to sustain the objection as far as going into the details of the training for the canine. I'll note, Mr. Alcorn, you've indicated that I think the office, the deputies testified he is a certified canine officer at this point, and we'll address any other issues related to that at a future time. But I'm going to sustain the going into the details for getting that training.
Just one clarification, Judge, and I'll let. May we approach?
Sure.
Jeez. I don't know, Loki apparently did seize or find 450,000 worth of illegal drugs in
Alcorn, you may
2022.
proceed.
Thank you. Officer Butler, I'm going to move on here in a second, but how long is canine training? Like, how long does it take for you to do that?
The most recent dog was 8 weeks and 3 days.
What about for you in particular?
Same time frame. You're assigned as a team together, and you go through academy together.
Okay. Okay, so now fast forwarding a little bit, ultimately you stopped Mr. Endreson's, well, why did you stop Mr. Endreson's vehicle?
For the windshield crack.
And did you inform him that's why you were stopping him?
I did.
And did you inform him that you were writing him a warning?
I did.
And as a part of writing him a written warning, what is your process? What do you do?
We go top to bottom, left to right, and we fill in every meticulous box that is on that form.
What do you have? What did you have Mr. Endreson do?
Yes.
Had him stand at my passenger window, open passenger window.
Is that common?
It is.
And I think you said you have kind of contemporaneous conversation.
Correct.
Okay. Do you recall Do you recall what you asked Mr. Endreson as he walked up to the vehicle?
As he walked back to my vehicle, I do not recall without looking at my report or body cam.
Judge, I need to show the witness an exhibit,
Okay.
and I need him to have headphones.
Okay. Mark will help you with that.
These ones are this one.
So can you see anything on the screen there?
I can see body cam clip 1.
Okay, so before I get into this, you had a department issued body worn camera,
Yes,
and throughout this investigation at various parts, would either record or turn it off or mute it as you deemed appropriate.
yes,
And that was consistent with your department's policy.
yes.
What is, in your mind, the purpose of having body worn camera?
Purpose of having body worn camera is to as closely capture everything that we're seeing as possible for the public to be able to watch and to protect ourselves from liability.
Would if you were to watch your body worn camera and that would help you, would that help you remember a fact that you can't remember?
It would.
Okay. And have you reviewed your body worn camera in its entirety prior to trial?
No.
Okay. Have you reviewed some exhibits at my request?
Yes.
And there's approximately are there approximately 17 of them?
Yes.
When you reviewed them, did they appear to you to be your full and complete body worn camera?
No.
Okay. Are they shortened sections of your body worn camera?
Yes.
Based on your review, other than length, are they fair and accurate depictions of what your full body worn camera shows?
Yes. Just shortened.
I'd like to show the witness for his recollection exhibit 1. You don't have the
Oh yeah, we're getting body cams now.
I think you said you can see it.
I can see it. I'm hearing it acoustically in the room. I'm not hearing it over the headphones.
Well, it's not playing currently. Are you capable of playing it?
I'm not hearing it. It's not playing, sir.
It's playing.
Hi, David. How are you?
Okay, I've watched it.
Let's do this. As I said, you've reviewed approximately 17 clips.
Yes.
Okay. And are they fair and accurate depictions of what you observed that night?
They are.
And are they, other than the length, are they fair and accurate depictions of your complete body worn camera?
Yes.
Judge, I would move to admit States Exhibit 1 through 17.
Any objection to 1 through 17 being admitted?
No, Judge, thank you.
So exhibits 1, petitioners, plaintiffs exhibits 1 through 17 are admitted.
So what I'd like to do, I just think this will be easier from a presentation standpoint. I just want to walk you through these clips, if that's okay. Okay, yeah, Madam Clerk, if I could, I have it set up, if I could have you. I need the case lines to be displayed on the screen. There we go. Thank you. Is this the first clip?
It is.
Okay, so for the record, this is exhibit number 1. I'm going to play it, and then I think I'll ask you some questions about it.
Okay. And Mr. Alcorn, before you play it, let me just address our jury. Members of the jury, any exhibits that are admitted, you will have an opportunity to review in the jury room during your deliberations. We will attempt to assist you with viewing them and hearing them, but again, sometimes the audio is difficult with the room. So, Mr. Alcorn.
Thank you. Now, before I start this, what is contained in the bottom right-hand corner?
bottom right-hand corner, this was a self-assigned body camera number we were able to alter. My first name is very obvious, Scout, and my badge number, Tom Adams 63.
What else?
Date, time, 8/29/2021 at 8:17 p.m.
Okay, and so that's when this clip starts.
Correct. You don't have the registration?
Here's my kid. So,
Oh, he's cute. How old is he?
she.
How old is she?
She's 15 months.
Okay, right on. Good.
Yeah.
For you. Congratulations.
And I'm an old clerk. So, anyways, the wife is.
He looks oddly familiar, but I don't know. He's not from here, is he?
No.
What's his name?
That is Chris. God, what's his last name? I want to say Chris Rock, but no, it's Chris. What's your last name? Rogers.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was R.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So going back to my earlier line of questioning, the first thing you asked him for was his registration.
Yes,
Did you, at any point prior to that, did you ask him about his family?
I did not.
So this is obviously a clip of your body worn camera, but that's pretty much how it happened.
Yes.
Okay. And so when you asked for registration, I mean, Mr. Endreson sort of offers this unsolicited picture of his kid. Did that seem unusual to you?
It did.
And that goes back to that training, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I think it was his background on his
Would you
phone.
agree that that is an example of managing first impression?
I would.
Now, you asked Mr. Endreson about the passenger.
Yes.
Okay. And you asked him, or I think you said to him, he seems familiar, right?
Yes,
Obviously, you knew who Mr. Rogers was.
I did.
Okay. What was the purpose of asking that question?
To establish a level of honesty, that very direct question.
Okay. And Mr. Endreson was unable to provide you the last name without the passenger informing him
Correct.
at that point.
Yes.
Could I have the screen? Thank you.
Yeah, if you're too nice to the cop, they'll think you're guilty.
And if you could switch that back, Madam Clerk. Thank you. Now, again, before I play this, let's talk about this. In the bottom right-hand screen, we can see that it's 2020, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's approximately 8:20 in the evening.
Yes.
Is that approximately 3 minutes after the last clip that we watched?
Yes.
Okay, so now in that 3 minutes, there are other things happening, correct?
Correct.
For example, you're walking around your patrol car, you're doing things that are mundane. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And so you have other interactions with Mr. Endreson that are not captured in these 17 clips?
Yes.
Okay. But these are statements that, would you, having reviewed them, would you agree they're statements by Mr. Endreson that are relevant to your investigation?
They are.
So, so what is happening here? And before we play this, what am I looking at?
Looking at me sitting in my driver's seat with Mr. Endreson at my open passenger window with his cell phone.
Okay. Now, this body worn camera, I think we saw in the last one, it was attached to you. What are we looking at?
At this point, when I get into my driver's seat, I remove it from my person and I place it on the, well, we have radar mounts now at the county, but at this time it would have been just placed on my dashboard to capture me conducting my written enforcement action and my jovial conversations I have with my traffic violator, as well as everything they're doing for the most part, other than, like I said, small things we can't see on camera.
Okay. And again, at this point, you sort of know all the background investigation to this. You know a lot more about what's going on than Mr. Endreson does at this point. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're asking questions having the benefit of having more knowledge.
Correct.
And so actually, I don't think I said this, Judge. I'm referring to Exhibit 2 for the record.
Thank you.
And I'll play Exhibit 2.
Did you guys come up here together in this?
Who? Me and my wife?
No, you and you.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys come from today?
Just Phoenix.
Okay.
And so we were supposed to meet two people on business tomorrow morning. And so we were staying at the Hotel 6 down the road.
Okay. What do you guys do for work?
It's a electrical, or it's actually engineered mechanical equipment.
At this point in your interaction, well, this is the first time Mr. Endreson tells you what he's doing this night. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And this is the first story that Mr. Endreson would tell you this night?
Yes,
Okay, that he and Mr. Rogers drove up together from Phoenix.
correct.
Um, in the clip, he references Motel 6. Is this the only time Mr. Endreson mentions Motel 6 to you?
Yes,
And at this point in the conversation with Mr. Endreson, he doesn't mention anything about any of the other stuff that you know is going on, correct?
it is not.
Okay. Later on, he would talk about coming up here to meet girls.
Yes.
And at this point, he doesn't tell you anything about that.
Question, Judge. Leading. I have questions, lady.
Mr. Alcorn, if you could
Every
work
question.
towards make sure the questions aren't leading. It's very close in the line. I'm going to overrule the objection, but Mr. Alcorn, I'll just ask you to be cautious.
Yes, Your Honor. Could I have the screen?
Madam Clerk.
Sorry, it's going to be a little bit of this back and forth. Okay, could you show case lines, case center? Now, while you're talking to Mr. Endreson, the other officers involved, they're doing other parts of the investigation, is that correct?
They are.
Did Officer Flynn have, for example, his things he was doing?
He did.
Did Officer Flynn try to get a canine to the scene?
I don't recall who requested the dog.
Okay. Were there officers that were not with your agency that showed up to assist with this investigation?
There was
Who was that?
Officer Cody Anderson and Officer Max Farron,
What agency were they with?
Payson Police Department.
Okay. And can you recall whether at the point of this clip they had shown up yet or not?
I can't.
What time is this clip?
21 hours.
Okay, so approximately a minute and a half or so after the last clip we watched?
Yes.
Okay. And what am I looking at here?
Same setup, body cam on the dashboard, and me still conducting written enforcement action now with his ID clipped to the top of my posse box. It's my ticket book.
I'm referring to Exhibit 3, and I'll play Exhibit 3.
If you don't mind, so you guys came up here together
Yeah.
in this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So here, again, you're asking him, you came up together.
Yes.
What was the purpose of that question?
To establish a baseline of honesty again.
Okay. Was it your understanding, prior to stopping Mr. Endreson, did you know he was coming up?
Yes.
And that was through your interaction with Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
And prior to stopping Mr. Endreson, were you under the impression that they were driving separately?
Yes.
Calls for hearsay.
I'll sustain the objection. The last answer will be stricken.
We can't get into why, but at this point, did you believe that Mr. Endreson's travel plans were consistent with what you knew?
Yes.
They were?
Consistent with his travel plan? No, I apologize. No.
So they were not consistent with your understanding of what was happening? Okay. Madam Clerk, if you could minimize the screen. Thank you. And Madam Clerk, if you could raise the screen. Thank you. What time is this clip?
20, 30 hours?
Okay. This is approximately 9 minutes later.
Yes.
Before I play this, by this point, have you given Mr. Endreson his written warning?
I have.
And so he's sort of standing, where is he standing?
This is just outside of my vehicle. You can see the front driver tire of his vehicle just in the corner.
Okay. Okay, I'm making reference to Exhibit 4. I'm gonna play Exhibit 4.
So you said you came from Phoenix,
That's correct.
but you turned You turned left at the light onto the res. You didn't come from southbound traffic. We saw that.
No, I stopped at the casino. I told you, we lost $20 up there.
Right, but for you to have come from Phoenix would have required you to come from southbound traffic coming northbound into town. And you entered the casino from southbound traffic,
No,
not
we
from.
did not.
You did. You entered it from the light.
We came through this way. We took a left into the casino because we just came.
But if you were coming in from Phoenix, you would have taken a right into the casino, right? This way is that way is Prescott.
You got me when we were coming out of the casino.
Right.
And I took a right to come down here to go to the hotel.
Right, but I'm talking about how you actually got to the casino when you guys went there. Because we saw you guys enter the casino. You understand that, right?
Okay.
So you didn't come from southbound. You didn't come from.
Yes, we did. We just came over the mountain.
You just came over the mountain.
Yeah. We came in from Phoenix. We took a right into the casino. We stopped at the casino. And so from there, all we did is we went in and then we were leaving and took a right come into town. I've been here at Payson, God, 100 times.
How long have you been here today?
No, I've been here 100 times over.
No, I know. I'm asking you. I know. I'm asking how long you've been here today.
We just got here. I mean, we got here, we went in, lost our $20 and left.
So you guys just came up here for the casino just to.
No, I told you, we came up here for business. Why do you keep going through all this?
I'm asking these questions. I ask everybody these questions when I stop them. Okay.
Okay,
And when
so we're here on business.
right.
And right now, and we're going to our hotel. We stopped at the casino on the way in from Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm not understanding what's so.
Okay. Like I said, I was trying to explain it. You did interrupt me when I was explaining why we're out here. We're looking for all sorts of stuff: credit card scammers, dead bodies, child sex trafficking, narcotic smuggling, large bulk cash smuggling.
Oh.
Okay. So we're looking for all that kind of stuff. I'm not necessarily accusing you of doing that stuff, but I'm getting some vibes that there's some things going on in the car.
There's nothing going on.
So you don't have anything illegal in the car?
No, but here's our right here. Okay, insurance identification. I'm purely legit. I'm a businessman,
Okay.
and I'm just trying to get to my hotel. So if there's nothing else, I mean, I'd like to get going.
Okay, I can tell you right now that you're not free to go. Okay, and here's the deal, man. How long have you known him for? You're his business partner?
He works for me. I
Right.
mean,
How long have you known him for, though?
I've known him for, God, I don't know, freaking 6 months to a year, maybe.
You couldn't even remember his last name.
So
I told you, it started with an R. It's Rogers. I'm not sure where we're going with all this, but
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know right now.
Okay. So there's a lot there, and I think I want to go through it a little bit at a time here. So at the very beginning, did Mr. Endreson sort of double down on his story that he had come up from Phoenix?
He did.
Okay. And at that point, you had confronted him with your observations. Does it get a little confusing with the northbound, southbound traffic thing?
It does.
Okay. So let's kind of like clear this up a little bit. Before you stopped Mr. Endreson, what did you see his vehicle do?
I observed his vehicle in the turn lane of southbound traffic going towards Phoenix. I observed that vehicle get into the turn lane, turn eastbound on BI 101, which is the reservation road, turning into the casino and tribal market parking lot.
Okay. And so he makes a left turn.
Correct.
Now, if he were coming from Phoenix, what would you have observed?
A right turn.
And so initially, Mr. Endreson says, yeah, you saw me make a left turn.
Yes.
Okay. And was that correct according to your observation?
Yes.
Did he later change that and say he made a right turn?
He did.
Mr. Endreson told you he'd been to Payson quite a bit.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm still doing that thing. I apologize. Do you have any reason to doubt that that's the case?
I don't.
Do you believe that Mr. Endreson was familiar with the town of Payson?
Say yes to an extent.
That was that what he was communicating to you?
Yes.
That night on August 29th,
He knows where all the
you made
Payson
observations about,
baddies
did you make
are.
observations about Mr. Endreson's behavior?
I did.
Did you make those same observations as we were watching the body worn camera here today?
I have.
What did you see in the body worn camera that's consistent with something in your training and experience?
Vigorous rocking back and forth. It's a physiological responses to verbal
What?
questioning, direct questioning. When asked about his travel plans and itinerary and where he has been or where he was going, he showed me an insurance card, which had nothing to do with what I asked about, to show me and convey a sense of innocence that he's a quote unquote good guy or a legit guy, I believe he said. There was a brief pause when I questioned. I'd have to watch it again if I could. There's a brief pause. He makes an odd facial expression at me, just a blank stare when asked something very specific.
Do you need to watch the whole thing?
No, it was just, I don't exactly recall where.
Well, why don't I do this, Judge? May I play the clip again?
Yes.
So you said you came from Phoenix,
That's correct.
but you turned
Why don't you tell me
turned
to
left
pause
onto the president. Phoenix?
again?
Yes.
So you said you came from Phoenix,
That's correct.
but you turned
Why don't you tell me
turned
to
left
pause?
onto the
when
president. You didn't
you
come
want
from
me to.
southbound traffic. We saw that.
No, I slept at the casino. I told you, we lost $20 up there.
Right, but for you to have come from Phoenix would have required you to come from southbound traffic coming northbound into town. And you entered the casino from southbound traffic,
No,
not
we
from,
did not.
you did. You entered it from the light.
We came through this way, we took a left into the casino because we just came.
But if you were coming in from Phoenix, you would have taken a right into the casino, right? This way is that way is
You
Prescott
got
Valley.
me when we were coming out of the casino.
Right.
And I took a right to come down here to go to the hotel.
Right, but I'm talking about how you actually got to the casino when you guys went there. Because we saw you guys enter the casino. You understand that, right?
Okay,
So you didn't come from southbound. You didn't come from,
yes, we did. We just came over the mountain.
you just came over the mountain?
Yeah, we came in from Phoenix. We took a right into the casino. We stopped at the casino. And so from there, all we did is we went in and then we were leaving and took a right come into town. I've been here at Payson, God, 100 times.
How long have you been here today?
No, I've been here 100 times. over
No,
the
I know, I'm
last 25
asking though.
years.
I know, I'm asking how long you've been here today.
We just got here. I mean, we got here, we went in, lost our $20 and left.
So you guys just came up here for the casino just to,
No, I told you, we came up here for business. Why are you keep going through all this?
I'm asking these questions. I ask everybody these questions when I stop them.
Okay,
and when
so we're here on business
right.
and right now, and we're going to our hotel. We stopped at the casino on the way in from Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm not understanding what's so,
Okay. Like I said, I was trying to explain it.
Listen.
You did interrupt me when I was explaining why we're out here. We're looking for all sorts of stuff: credit card scammers, dead bodies, child sex trafficking, narcotic smuggling, large bulk cash smuggling. Okay. So we're looking for all that kind of stuff. I'm not necessarily accusing you of doing that stuff, but I'm getting some vibes that there's some things going on in your
there's
car.
anything going on.
So you don't have anything illegal in the car?
No, but here's our, right here. Okay, insurance identification. I'm purely legit. I'm a businessman
Okay.
and I'm just trying to get to my hotel. So if there's nothing else, I mean, I'd like to get going.
Okay, I can tell you right now that you're not free to go. Okay, and here's the deal, man. How long have you known him for? You're his business partner?
He works for me. I
Right.
mean,
How long have you known him for, though?
I've known him for, God, I don't know, freaking 6 months to a year, maybe.
You couldn't even remember his last name.
Right. I told you, it started with an R. It's Rogers.
Okay. What behavior are we looking at? What do you want to? What does that indicate to you in your training and experience?
I made a very clear statement. You don't even know his last name, which had been proven. When I had asked him initially, I said, he looks familiar. What's his name? He said, it's Chris something. He had to ask that subject, what is your last name? Now he knows his name. Now I just told him again, you don't even know his last name. And he gave me a blank stare. To me, I would have argued it if I was in his shoes. I would have felt a little more confrontational. I just got called out as a liar.
If you were in his
That's when I got the
shoes,
blank stare.
Is there anything about Mr. Endreson's positioning in this camera related to you that is indicative of deceptive behavior in your training experience?
Say the shrugged shoulders, be a contemptuous behavior to me. Hands in the pockets don't concern me too much.
Let me ask you a slightly more direct question. While you're talking to Mr. Endreson, kind of throughout this interaction, on more than one occasion, did Mr. Endreson take a step or more back from you?
He did.
Okay. In your training and experience, what is that consistent with?
Call that proxemics change. It's proven people will intentionally, or I would say unintentionally, start to distance themselves from a stimulus. Being me, the marked uniformed police officer, I am the one that is intentionally inducing stress, at which time that person unintentionally begins to distance themselves away from the thing causing them that stress. We also observe with vehicles. People want to get away from our vehicles. They don't like being near the marked police car. They will try to get away from us, or they will jam on their brakes to try to get away from us that way in a reverse motion. And we can also see it with people's person as well.
Madam Clerk, could you minimize the screen? Madam Clerk, thank you. Sorry. Okay, may you raise the screen, please? What am I looking at here?
Body worn camera footage from 8/29/21 at 8:37 p.m.
So this is approximately 7 minutes later?
Yes.
Okay. Where are we now?
This would be the northernmost, the southernmost portion of the parking lot at Circle K South. And now there's a Payson police canine vehicle in the picture to the left of Mr. Endreson. And it looks like we've moved closer to his car as well.
Further away from your vehicle?
Yes.
Referencing exhibit number 5, I will play that.
If you don't think that we know what we're doing, I can just let you know that between my partner and I, we've seized hundreds of pounds of illegal drugs coming through this highway, okay?
There is no drugs on us. I don't understand why you're going through all this.
You said
I'm
there's no
trying to do
drugs,
here- Huh?
you said there's no drugs on you?
There's no drugs. I mean, period. I don't know what you're going through. I mean, I don't understand all this.
Okay, well,
I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this because I'm not used to being harassed like this.
well, I'm not harassing you. I've done,
It
Kinda
is
are.
harassment because all I'm doing, I had a broken windshield,
right?
okay? And you're pulling me over and you're trying to harass me and give me other tickets and anything else that you can
Did I-
pull up on me.
That's a written
It's a
warning.
waste.
I haven't given you any tickets.
Well, and sir, I don't understand why we're going through all this.
Well, we can
I really
talk-
don't. I'm very, I just don't understand.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, could you minimize? Thank you.
There's Captain Arizona.
Mr. Alcorn, in probably the next 5 minutes or so, we need to take our morning recess.
Yes, Judge, and that's what we were just discussing. I'm anticipating that here shortly. Okay. Deputy Butler, can you see the exhibit there on the screen?
It's still on body cam clip 1.
What exhibit do you want to,
Exhibit 27. Could you take a look at exhibit
Mark
27?
will help you look at that.
That'd be the courtesy warning
Is that what it is?
on my screen. Yes,
Okay. Looking at exhibit 27, do you recognize it?
I do.
Is it the courtesy warning that you wrote, Mr. Endreson?
It is.
Judge, I move to admit exhibit 27.
Any objection to 27?
No objection, Judge. Thank you.
27 is admitted.
Did you write Mr. Endreson any citations that night?
I did not.
But ultimately, he was arrested, correct?
Yes.
Judge, I think this is a good time to take that break.
Okay. Members of the jury, we're going to take our morning recess. In just a moment, I'll excuse you back to the jury room. It's 10:30 now. We'll take a 20-minute break. I need to talk to the attorneys for a couple minutes and then make sure I give my staff a 15-minute break. Please remember the admonition in the jury just so we can move right into it. Again, we'll try to target if you're okay.
20. I apologize, Judge. You know what? Guess what? I ordered them correctly.
Okay, we don't have an issue.
We don't have any.
Okay.
They're ordered incorrectly in my notes.
Okay.
In the record, they are correct.
Okay.
Lord, this guy's like David with his exhibits.
Thank you. No,
Okay, so my understanding is this guy Craig was driving the defendant, Craig is the defendant here. Now, he drove with Mr. Rogers in the car to Payson. And Mr. Rogers had a bunch of drugs and he was set up to go to Payson to hook up with this girl. And this girl was the detective in actuality. But the defendant here is the guy who was driving Mr. Rogers. And the defendant was asked to drive Mr. Rogers around. Well, he could very well not know what's going on, but he was also there trying to get laid with one of the girls who knew Mr. Rogers, if I recall correctly.
You're not asking for any additional admissions at this point?
At this time,
No.
okay.
Body worn camera footage of,
He's there on the right side of the screen.
yes,
And what time is this?
8:40 PM.
And I don't understand why we have to continue in this path.
Okay. All right. So you and I can talk in a minute. I can apprise you of some information that I have. Okay. Or you can,
And the dog's got nothing.
how do you know what the dog's alert is?
I can see I got nothing.
How do you know what the dog's alert is?
It's just, you guys are funny.
Okay.
You guys are real.
Madam Clerk, if you could switch the screen. Thank you.
I didn't pause.
Going back to the last exhibit there, exhibit number 6, did you make mention to Mr. Endreson of some additional information?
I did.
At this point in the investigation, did you decide to divulge the rest of the investigation to Mr. Endreson?
Yes.
And why?
Due to the circumstances leading up to the free air sniff, the refusal of consent, and my prior knowledge being that there was potentially narcotics in the vehicle.
Okay. Madam Clerk, could you raise the screen? Showing exhibit 7. Where are we now?
Oh, sorry. 2046 out, 8:46 PM. Body worn camera. I don't see Mr. Endreson's Highlander any longer.
On the left-hand side of the screen, is that a Payson PD vehicle?
It is.
Does that appear to be the same one from some of the earlier body-worn camera videos?
Yes,
Does it appear to be closer?
we are closer.
Okay, so fair to say this body-worn camera clip takes place even further away from your patrol car?
Yes.
I need to know where the car is at. So I know you came up here in a different car.
This is the car I came up in. Whatever car it was at the casino, that's all I know.
Okay. Well, there's 2 vehicles involved, and I have the text messages to prove it.
I don't know what you're referring to, but anyway, I really don't. Okay?
At this point, have you told Mr. Endreson that you believe that Mr. Rogers came up in a separate car?
I did.
Okay, and at this point, does his story start to change?
Yes.
In fact, this is the first time he starts to say anything about another car.
Yes.
Okay. And he says the other car is up at the casino parking lot.
Yes.
Um,
Madam Clerk. could you
well, he did
switch the
try to
screen,
delete
please?
his phone, David. The officer put him into the back of his car to go find another car that supposedly had some other stuff in it, and they never could find the other car. And during that time, he reset his phone.
Okay, could you raise the screen? Thank you. This appears to be about the same location.
Yes.
What time is it here?
8:47 PM.
There's kind of a significant, well, is there like a significant time in between these clips?
Approximately 1 minute each, I would say.
Sometimes it's minutes long. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. The conversation that you had with Mr. Endreson, did the topics, I don't want to know what the topics were, but did the topics sort of wander around?
They did.
Okay. And sometimes you would talk to Mr. Endreson about what another person said.
Yes.
Hey, I came up here for work.
Okay.
And so the only thing he said was about two girls and hooking up with two girls.
Where did-
And that's my wife to know about.
I don't, okay, I'm not going to tell your wife anything. I don't know your wife. All I saw was her first
So
name.
otherwise, I mean, that's
I understand that.
That's all I know.
That's your world, right?
That's my world. And
Right.
the only thing I might have been capable of doing is cheating. Okay.
Just getting some strange.
Could you switch the screen, please? Could you switch the screen again, please? Are we is this approximately the same portion of the parking lot?
Yes.
And is this approximately 1 minute later?
Yes.
Where is his car? Just,
All I did is I met him at,
you picked him up somewhere. Where did you pick him up?
yeah, the casino.
That's not where you picked him up at. You guys came in together, dude.
No, we came down. I came in town and I picked him up over there
Where?
at the casino. That's where we were.
Okay. So at this point, Mr. Endreson told you that he and Mr. Rogers had come up from Phoenix together.
Yes.
And that was the very first story that he told you at your passenger window.
Yes.
Now, at this point, you've given him more information and he's given you more information.
Yes.
This is the second story that he tells on this day, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Alcorn, that's 9.
This is 9. Thank you. And so Mr. Endreson's version of events, now at this point, does Mr. Endreson tell you, I came up from Phoenix separately?
He does.
And he tells you, I met Mr. Rogers in the parking lot.
Yes.
Okay. Is that consistent with what you observed prior to the traffic stop?
No.
Okay. What did you observe prior to the traffic stop?
I observed both parties in the same vehicle turning onto the reservation
And
property.
they came from somewhere in the town of Payson.
Correct.
I'm going to move on. If you could minimize the screen. I'm going to move on to exhibit 11. And that is out of order. Okay, could you raise the screen? Thank you. All right, where are we now?
We've now moved further away from both of our vehicles towards the southernmost gas pumps.
Okay.
Wait, is that
Do you recall how we got here?
the
I do.
station
Okay.
with Wing?
Did you go and speak with Mr. Rogers at some point?
I did.
Okay. And so by this
Yeah.
point, had other officers already arrived on scene?
Yes,
So did you have plenty of scene security?
I did.
Were you worried about Mr. Endreson running off?
I was not.
So this body worn camera clip, does it take place at some point after that?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, I met him. That's where we walked in the casino.
But he
And
came,
then we took my
you
car.
guys entered the casino parking lot together in that vehicle.
He drove his car in
Where is his car at?
at the casino.
So there's two cars at the casino.
That was my car. I came up to get laid. That's all
Okay,
I know.
you're going around in circles with me.
I know because that's all I know.
Okay.
I
So
don't know
when you
anything else.
guys first parked in the casino south parking lot, were you guys both in that car?
No, I parked, he parked, he jumped in the car for a second. I
Right.
said,
What
hi.
car
And then
Did he come in?
I don't know which car he came in.
I was
He
just trying to
came
get
over
them
and met
Payson
me.
baddies.
So on this clip, does Mr. Endreson tell you again that he picked up Mr. Rogers in the casino parking lot?
Yes.
Okay. And is that consistent with your observations?
No.
At the end of the clip, did you tell Mr. Well, actually, did you tell Mr. Endreson to keep his voice down?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because I didn't want Mr. Rogers to hear any of that dialogue that was occurring between Mr. Endreson and I.
Why not?
Just safety. I mean, suspect safety is very important to us. It's probably our number one priority is that we preserve that life of people we're talking to. Drugs get people killed, and we don't want those discussions coming up where others can hear it. Sensitivity type thing.
Can you minimize, please? Thank you. Can you raise the screen, please? Is this the same location?
It is.
This is approximately 1 minute later?
Yes.
No, I don't know what car he's driven a BMW before, and I don't know what else he drives. Okay? So that's all I know.
Were you aware that Mr. Rogers drove a BMW?
Did not.
And Mr. Alcorn, what number was that?
That was Exhibit 12. Sorry, Judge. Gotta get back into the habit.
I apologize. Yes. Yes, I knew.
Okay. Why is your answer changing? Well, Was it your belief based on I'm searching for how to ask this question. Early on in the investigation, or earlier that day, did you come to believe that Mr. Rogers would be driving up in a BMW?
Yes.
The reason, why did you answer no before?
Honestly, confusion.
While I was looking for papers, did you take a chance to reflect?
I did.
Okay. Was your answer before merely mistaken?
My answer previously about the BMW, we had discussed it once before. And I stated I knew him to be in a BMW.
Judge, would you please ask the witness to restate what he just said? I unfortunately didn't hear.
Can you repeat your last
So
answer?
tedious.
I said that I had recalled from my previous admission in this setting that Mr. Rogers was in a BMW. There's just confusion on vehicle makes and models. I was aware of the two vehicles, two separate vehicles.
Ultimately, a BMW was never found. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
We'll be getting across.
Had you told Mr. Endreson that Mr. Rogers was coming up in a BMW?
Yes.
Could you minimize the screen, please? Did you raise the screen? We're still in the same location.
Yes.
What time is this?
9:07 p.m.
So this is a good, is this a bit later?
Yes.
I was just discussing with these gentlemen, right?
Let me pause it right there. What do I see?
Officer Cody Endreson, the canine handler, as well as Officer Max Farron with Payson Police Department.
At some point during the investigation, did Officer Farron ask to talk to Mr. Endreson?
He did.
Okay. And so they had a whole conversation while you were not present?
They did.
Okay. Is this body worn camera approximately the time that you walk up and join that conversation for the second time?
Yes.
So they've been talking to Mr. Endreson and you have no idea what they talked about?
Correct.
And Mr. Alcorn, we're at 13.
This is 13. I'm going to start over here.
I was just discussing with these gentlemen, right? He's got another car up there, okay? I don't know, he came into my car and we were coming down the hill to go meet with these two girls.
Based on where you're standing, can you tell where the direction Mr. Endreson is pointing?
I'd have to see the hand motion again if I could.
But that's, I was just discussing with these gentlemen, right? He's got another car up there, okay? I don't know, he came into my car and we were coming down the hill to go meet with these two girls.
So he was pointing southbound towards the casino and then referenced that they had come back down northbound into town.
I'm sorry, Judge. Oh, yeah, that was Exhibit 13. Yes.
13.
Yes, 13. Doing that thing where I'm getting them mixed up with my notes. Okay, could you switch the screen? And then could you raise the screen again? This is that same conversation.
Yes.
Does he legitimately have a car at the casino?
That's,
Keep your voice down,
yes.
please. Okay.
I'm sorry, I have a loud,
Could you minimize the screen?
And that was 14 we just watched.
14. This is 15, Judge.
Thank you.
If you could switch the screen. At this point, are you and the other officers having a conversation about trying to seek consent to search the vehicle?
We are.
And
well, he told me he had a car and that's what he was coming up with. I don't know.
so Mr. Endreson said he told me he had a car.
Correct. I truly, I can't hear this one too well for some
Okay.
reason. Acoustically, I just can't hear this clip.
Okay.
At least not what he said.
If I played it again, would that help you hear it better?
I can try.
Let's see. See if I can raise the volume just a tad. Don't want to blow everyone's ears out here.
Well, he told me he had a car and that's what he was coming up with. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. So he said he told me he had a car.
Yes.
Now, earlier he had told you he watched him get out of his car and get into his car.
Correct.
And now it's turned into he told me he had another car.
Correct.
Can you minimize the screen? This is the same location?
Yes.
Is this the same conversation?
Yes.
I mean, like I said, had it for 2 weeks. I haven't even, even gone thoroughly through the car because it was a.
Afraid there's a stash house you didn't know about?
I don't freaking know.
Here's my
I
concern.
mean, I
right
got it
now.
from a person named Gonzalez and
Is he discussing the Highlander here?
He is.
Okay, and that's the car that he has?
Yes.
Um,
That was 16.
that was 16. Oh, could you minimize the screen, please? Was it already minimized?
She's in a rhythm with this. So maybe.
Could you raise the screen? This is the last clip that you reviewed, is that right?
Yes,
And is this the same conversation?
it is.
I mean, like I said, had it for 2 weeks. I
Oh,
don't,
sorry. So
I haven't even,
exhibit,
even gone thoroughly.
that was exhibit 16. Could you, sorry, I meant to move on to exhibit 17. Could you raise the screen? Is this still your body cam?
It is.
Slightly different perspective.
Yes.
And we need to turn it off so I don't.
I'll turn it off for you. You said that he opened up the back door and
Yeah, but I mean, that's all I can remember. I mean, it's just.
So at this point, he's told you that he remembers Mr. Rogers opening the back door to his Highlander,
Yes,
and that was when he got in the vehicle?
correct.
Okay. Now, after this, do you get Mr. Endreson's consent to search the vehicle?
I do.
Okay. And walk us through the search of the vehicle again.
If I recall, I began the consent search at the driver door, where I moved my way to the center console. That's where I located the initial black sunglass case that contained the green glass pipe with white crystalline residue and the small shard of white crystalline substance.
Can you minimize the screen? Anticipating what I'm going to do next, Judge, I would move for the admission of 18 through 25. 18 through 25? These are the photos.
And Mr. McCarty, I'll give you a moment to review those if you'd like to. Mr. McCarty, do you have any objection to 18 to 25?
Do you want me to ask him? Yeah, I will.
So just a second. So, Mr.
I'll withdraw
At this
that.
point, you're going to withdraw.
I will withdraw it for a moment, Judge. Did you take, I think you testified you processed the evidence in this case?
Yes,
When you processed the evidence, did you take pictures of the evidence?
I did.
Okay. Did that include the contents of the pink pouch?
No.
The pictures did not?
I'm sorry, the contents, yes,
Okay. Those were the drug items?
correct.
Okay. At that point, had you taken pictures of the pink pouch?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. At that point, had you taken pictures of the sunglasses case and the contents?
No,
Did you later take pictures of those items?
I did.
Okay. Judge, I'd move for the admission of 18 through 25.
And just one, if I can ask the witness one question.
Yeah, Mr. McCarty, you may board our witness.
So Officer Butler, do the pictures 18 through 25 accurately reflect the items that you observed and took pictures of? Are they consistent?
Could I look through to see the photos themselves? 18 through 25?
Yes.
Um, so it looks like he pled guilty to narcotic drugs transportation and or sell. I'm looking to see if I can find what he got time-wise. The rest of them were dismissed.
Yes.
No objection, Judge.
Madam Clerk, petitioners 18 through 25 are admitted.
Could you raise the screen referencing exhibit 23? Is that the sunglasses case that you found?
It is.
I guess sunglasses case. Do you know if it's sunglasses or just glasses generally?
It looks like a sunglass case to me. It's what I would assume it was.
All right. Did Mr. Rogers have glasses or sunglasses of any kind?
He did not.
Could you switch the screen? Okay, could you raise the screen? This is exhibit 24. Is this the inside of that sunglasses case?
It is.
Okay. Did you have to open it in order to see this, or was it already open?
If I recall correctly, I opened it.
Okay. What am I looking at? What is this green item?
Green item would be, imagine, sold prior to it becoming paraphernalia as a oil burner, people will put methamphetamine into the bowl end of this and superheat it using a torch lighter of some sort or a heat source. And at that point, it becomes a methamphetamine pipe.
That's in your training and experience.
Yes,
To your knowledge, has any testing been done on this item?
I'm unaware if testing was done on this.
And could you describe for us kind of in specificity where this item was located?
Where it was located?
Yeah, where is the sunglass like very specifically?
In the center console.
Okay. So I guess when you say center console, what do you mean?
Speaking of the partition in between the driver's seat and front passenger seat, where you would have to lift a compartment to access the contents next to the shifter, if I'm not mistaken, on a RAV4
Highlander.
Highlander.
Now, some vehicles have like a cover, correct?
Yes,
Do you recall if the cover was open or closed?
I believe it was closed.
Could you switch the screen, please?
Hey, hello.
Um,
It looks like our buddy Mr. Rogers. Well, hold on one sec, guys.
when you found the sunglasses case and the contents, what did you do next?
At that point, both parties were detained.
And did you sort of complete a more thorough vehicle search?
I did.
You did that with Officer Flynn?
Yes,
I think the other Payson PD officers, were they also helping you?
I believe they assisted us.
Okay. Did you find anything else in the car?
I did.
And what was that?
In the rear pocket portion of the front passenger seat, there was the pink neoprene pouch that contained other substances.
In the front passenger seat, that was where Mr. Rogers was sitting.
Correct.
Could you switch the screen? This is exhibit 25. I guess, can I? No.
Okay, guys, we're going to look up Mr. Rogers' criminal record for just a second, guys. We're going to see our neighbor. Well, my neighbor. Yes. Won't you be my cellmate? So this is Christopher M. Rogers. Right now he's out already on supervision. He got it looks like 4 years and 6 months.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be
Attempted narcotic drug violation.
mine?
But he's also got a bit of a record going back to 2005.
Every day for beauty, would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have.
So yeah, that's Mr. Rogers. Oh, hello. Well, tomorrow. I'll probably be going longer tomorrow, so. You've never heard of that? I'm probably going to get flagged for copyright, but I can send it to you. So we'll be going for maybe another 30 minutes today. Oops. Guys yell at me.
Is that the other? So it's kind of like a clamshell.
Yes.
This picture, is this the way that you found it that night?
Yes,
Were there contents inside of it?
there was.
What was inside of it?
There was 2 bags of white powder substance. I believe at the time we believed it to be cocaine, as well as a smaller bag of
Okay.
blue M30 pills.
Could you switch the screen, please? wish I could zoom out. I can.
If you just use two fingers, Mr. Alcorn.
I got it.
Whoa, Judge.
Okay, could you switch the screen again? This is Exhibit 18. Did you
You
take
can just
this
use
picture?
one finger on me, Judge.
Yes.
Okay. The item that's in the plastic baggie, is that the way that you found it inside that pink pouch?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't supply the baggie.
No.
What is this scale in this picture?
This is a department issued scale that was in our evidence room at Tonopatchy PD.
And what are the units on it?
Grams.
Okay, so did you weigh this?
I did.
And so this item weighed with packaging approximately 5 grams?
Yes.
Could you switch the screen, please?
He's selenite, aligning his chakra.
Could you switch again? Thank you. This is Exhibit 19. Was this also found in the pouch?
Yes.
Is this a separate item from Exhibit 18?
Yes.
And once again, you weighed this?
Yes.
And are the units the same?
Still in grams, but a different weight.
Okay, so this is approximately 6.5 grams, a little less
Yes.
than 6.5 grams?
Yes.
Could you switch the screen? Thank you. Okay, oh, no. Okay, could you switch the screen? Let's talk a little bit about Exhibit 20.
I don't think that's 20.
Exhibit 20?
Is that 20?
On my screen, it says admitted P20 on the top.
Technically, we have converted to metric, Scott. We just
Okay.
But it
He did
says
it.
that's, oh, okay, just different coloring. Okay. I apologize.
Let's talk about Exhibit 20 for a second. In the absence of chemical testing, in your training and experience, what do we see on the scale?
1.7 grams of blue M30 circular pills.
Okay, why do you describe them that way?
I described them that way because these pills are an illicit fentanyl counterfeit for oxycodone. That is what oxycodone look like as far as a prescription goes. These have now been mimicked to look like oxycodone. I don't know why people believe law enforcement aren't going to charge somebody, I guess, with prescription medication abuse. I don't know why that is. These are what cartels decided they want the pills to look like. And each pill weighs approximately 0.10 grams each. So with 10 pills, you have about with 10 pills, you have about 1 gram total. So this is approximately 17
about the
pills.
cartel's marketing?
Maybe a little less, including minus the packaging.
There's kind of a lot of information there. Are you trained in the use of like a prescription drug reference?
Yes.
Okay. And these pills, they're blue, round, and they have the markings M30 on them?
Yes.
Okay. If a law enforcement officer were to look that up in the reference, what would they find?
They would find oxycodone.
Okay, it's a 30 milligram oxycodone prescription?
Correct.
Okay. In your training and experience, especially in 2021, did you find a lot of these pills back then?
We did.
Okay. Do you still find a lot of these pills?
We do. They're slowly phasing out. Things have changed, but they're still out there.
And so in your training and experience, when you would seize these pills and have them chemically tested, do they often contain fentanyl?
Every time.
When you look at them, can you tell?
You can.
How can you tell?
Can tell because they lack the precise edges and the very distinct M marking on one side. There's an M on one side and a 30 with a hash mark in the middle for dosing. They just lack precise edges. There's a much deeper, rich blue color that comes with the prescription brand pill and actual oxycodone. They're generally a little more fragile. They'll crumble into nothing. A lot of them are made from Tylenol and Advil, other types of powdered pill forms to create a binder. And there's approximately, I think people have said, about 7 to 10 salt grains worth of fentanyl per pill, so they're not very high quality. They melt with almost no moisture at all. They turn into mush, look like kind of like Play-Doh or clay. Normal pills will not do that. Prescription pills will not do that as easily.
And this was contained in the pink pouch?
Yes.
Could you switch the screen? Could you raise the screen? What am I looking at here?
25.99 grams of a white powder substance.
Okay. Now, I believe you testified earlier on scene you thought it was cocaine.
I did.
Why?
Purely aesthetics. It's a white fine powder. Fentanyl powder was not what it is today for us, where it's more prevalent than the blue M30 pills. So it was, I'd say, safe to assume at the time it was cocaine. It would still fall under a narcotic drug charge. I think we charged it as such.
Okay. And since then, you've seen chemical testing of this substance?
Yes.
Okay. And the results are not cocaine?
Correct.
Can you tell based on looking at it?
Which portion?
Like, it just, as an officer, just looking at it, can you tell what it is?
Yes.
Can you tell scientifically, like chemically,
No.
what it is?
No.
That's what testing is necessary?
Correct.
Throughout your encounters or throughout your investigation with Mr. Endreson, was he showing you your phone or his phone? Sorry.
He did multiple times.
Okay. Do you recall what he was showing you?
He showed me pictures of his daughter. I confused it for a son. He corrected me and said it was his daughter. It was a she. He also showed me the insurance card when asked about, I believe it was about his travel plans.
Did he also talk to you about another vehicle he had, an Armada?
He did. I didn't recall the vehicle make model though.
Oh, okay. He talked to you about another vehicle that he had.
He did.
Do you remember what he said about that?
I believe he said he had this car for approximately 2 weeks and that he didn't look through the vehicle very well. I believe the name was Gonzalez, if I'm not mistaken. He associated the Highlander to.
I'm sorry. The other vehicle that he said that he had, do you remember what he said about it?
I do not. I'd have to hear body cam again.
Do you remember seeing any pictures of the other vehicle?
I don't.
Okay. Now, at some point, Mr. Andreessen is placed into custody.
Yes,
Did you take his phone from him?
we did not.
Okay. Do you know why not?
Mr. Endreson was, I'd say, custodially transferred over to Officer Flynn and placed in his prisoner compartment and handcuffed. And they went and did whatever they went and did.
Okay. And so you don't know why Officer Flynn took any action that he took? We'd have to ask Officer Flynn.
Yes,
Did you ultimately receive Mr. Andreessen's phone?
we did.
Okay. And in the course of these investigations, in your training and experience, do you see cell phones?
We do.
Why do you do that?
With any case that would tend to show any level of sales or violation of a sales threshold, we're always going to seize cellular phones to draft a search warrant at a later date to obtain the contents if the warrant is approved.
Okay. What do you typically find on a cell phone?
Find a lot of drug transactions, a lot of discussions about narcotics, money, exchange for something of value for narcotics, meeting spots.
Objection, I'm going to object on that question on relevance and Lucas strike.
Counsel, can you approach?
Come on. We'll be ending in
Go through the case.
I believe we did.
Was it your intention to go through?
We'll get to cross tomorrow. I may have to start a little bit later tomorrow, but I'll see because I have to take my dad in for a procedure. But I should be back by 4.
Through the contents of all of these devices?
Yes,
That's a normal part of your investigation?
yes.
What, with reference to this investigation, without telling us anything that anybody else said, what might you expect to find on these devices?
Would expect to find some level of drug transactions or speaking of drugs.
When you processed the evidence kind of at the end of the case, what was this, what do you do? You get a cell phone, what do you do with it?
In lieu of having proper Faraday bags, which are basically Mylar blanket bags, we would use those. Barring putting the phone into airplane mode, we would always try to preserve the contents by placing it in airplane mode, turning it off, sometimes putting it on a charger so the battery didn't die. We'd make any effort we could to alleviate anybody's attempts at trying to remotely clear the phone of anything or wipe it, so to speak. It would get placed in aluminum foil we would use aluminum foil on the reservation. We didn't have the nice, pretty Faraday bags.
Can I get you to point the microphone just slightly towards you?
Yeah,
There you go.
better?
Yeah.
If we did have Faraday bags, we would place the phone into that bag, seal it, place it into another evidence bag, and we would treat it as any other piece of evidence at that point.
So when you process a cell phone, you have to manipulate it at least enough to turn it off, put it in airplane mode, those things that you described?
Correct.
Okay. What was the status of Mr. Endreson's phone when you went to do that?
From what we could discern, it was factory restored.
How can you tell?
There's nothing there.
Okay. So you picked up the phone, and what did you do with it?
I believe I don't want to speak on what he did. To my recollection, at least my own experience, iPhones will give you an option to choose a language at that point.
Let me stop you right there.
Move to strike non-responsive.
So when you were processing the evidence and you picked up the phone, did you push the button on the side?
Yes.
Okay. And what came up on the screen?
I don't recall what it looked like.
Okay. Did it seem unusual to you at the time?
Yes.
And upon further investigation, what facts about the phone that you saw led you to believe it was reset?
That it had been placed in a mode where it was asking you to determine what settings you wanted again.
Okay, so it was prompting you as if it were a brand new phone.
Correct.
Now, ultimately, so Mr. Endreson had his phone while he was with Officer Flynn.
Yes.
What was your understanding about why he was with Officer Flynn?
That they were going to go look for the second vehicle that Mr. Rogers was reported to possibly be in.
Okay, so were you aware that Mr. Endreson had said that he had picked up Mr. Rogers at the Quality Inn in Payson
I was not aware of that
at the time or now?
at the time.
Okay, you're aware of that now?
I am.
Okay. At the time, was it your understanding that Mr. Endreson was assisting Officer Flynn in locating Mr. Rogers' vehicle?
Yes.
Was that at the casino?
It was not.
Was that somewhere else in Payson?
It was.
Is that consistent with Mr. Endreson's statements that Mr. Rogers' car was at the casino?
I'm sorry, can you say it one more time?
Looking for the car somewhere other than the casino, is that consistent with Mr. Endreson's statement that Mr. Rogers' car was at the casino?
Yes.
Is it?
I believe so.
Objection asked and answered.
Okay, let's clarify. If Mr. Rogers' car was at the casino, where would you expect to find it?
The casino.
If it was somewhere other than the casino, where would you expect to find it?
Elsewhere.
So if Mr. Rogers said it was at the casino and then looked for it elsewhere, what would that lead you to believe?
That the vehicle was elsewhere.
Thank you. No further questions, Judge.
All right, guys. I'm going to end it here.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, I'll go a few minutes. I need to set up tomorrow's stream, then I'll end.
So Officer Butler, I want to jump back to the beginning of your testimony. There was some objections about you were attempting to talk about what Mr. Rogers had said to you. Do you recall that?
Yes.
You recall there were some objections, you can't really talk about what Mr. Rogers said.
Yes.
You understand why, right?
Yes.
He's not here. He cannot be cross-examined. We couldn't ask him questions. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to jump to what you had just talked about with respect to the cell phone. In communicating with Mr. Rogers at the outset as Chelsea Pickford, you did more than just communicate with him in words, right? You sent him some videos.
Objection, Judge. Relevance.
Did you send him some pornographic videos?
This part's
I
great.
don't recall videos, pictures for sure.
Okay. You sent him some pornographic pictures?
Yes.
Okay. And you have no idea if Mr. Rogers sent those to Mr. Endreson, do you?
I do not know.
Think that might be one reason somebody might not want someone to see what's on their phone?
This would depend on the person. I don't know. I can't answer that.
So in addition to what I had previously referred to as phishing, well, strike that. I think your testimony was that you set up this Facebook account under the name Chelsea Pickford. You picked a picture of someone who was not from the Arizona area. Is that right?
Yes.
How would you describe this this female. Would you describe her as an attractive woman?
It's an opinion. I don't know how to answer that. I can't answer that. She is a female.
She was what?
She is a female. That was it.
Did you say 18?
A female.
Oh, a female. Well, what'd she look like?
The initial profile picture, maroon burgundy hair,
So the officer doesn't want to say she was attractive.
younger.
She have all teeth,
I don't think she's smiling in her photo, to be honest with you.
both of her eyes.
She has both of her eyes.
To be fair, this is Payson, Arizona. That is a valid question if she has all her teeth or not. Oh, that was so great. And in the photos, she looks like she has her teeth. So, I mean, all her teeth. I mean, that bumps her up at least 2 on the Payson scale. Oh, I'm gonna end now, guys. This has been fun. I'll be back tomorrow at 10. Wait. Wow, excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. Tomorrow at crap. 9:30 Eastern. No. Yeah, I can do 9 a.m., I think. Wait. Yeah, 9 a.m. I should have some court stuff to play. I might push it back to 9:30, but I'll try to start around 9 because I'll probably have to end a little bit early tomorrow. And then I'll start this up again tomorrow around 4 Eastern. I may have to push it back, but I don't think so. So we'll finish up with the cross on this guy and keep going throughout day 1. But it's pretty entertaining. So thanks, guys, for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Godspeed.